to my channel. Hope you all are doing great. So today I am going to talk about a brand new AWS service, which is AWS Resource Explorer, and this is the service which was announced this month itself. You can see that this was announced in November 2022 and the date is 8th November 2022. So as I said, like, it's quite a recent service and we are here to explore it further, right? So let's explore AWS Resource Service. So it is a managed capability that simplifies the search and discovery of resources such as EC2, Kinesis streams, DynamoDB across AWS regions in your AWS account, and more importantly, this is at no additional charge to you. So this is what this service promises. Let's jump into documentation for it, right? Just to explore it a little further. Right, so as we have seen, like, it is like a service to explore your resources or see your resources in multiple AWS regions, right? So you, like, what I am understanding from this, right, I'm learning with you when I'm reading through this. What I'm understanding is, like, you can have your resources EC2 or Kinesis stream or DynamoDB, any resources, right, which this service supports, can be in different region. It can be in US East 1, it can be in US East 2 or any other region, right? But from one of the region, you should be able to see this all the resources together, so you can just explore it easily, right? That's what I am understanding from this. And one term catches my eye, right? It says internet search engine like experience. So it's a kind of bold claim, but let's see, like, whether we feel that way, right? So few concepts, right? Let's see it together. So what this is like this is to explain what this service will do for us. So you can see that resources are seen in US West 2, right? All resources, but these resources are from US East 1. These resources are from US West 1, right? Sorry, EU West 1. So this can be in any region, but you log into your management console and you are in US West 2 and you should be able to see your resources here itself, right? And this might be like, this is a region we chose where you want to see resources. And you can see that these are the different concepts around this. One is where your resource explorer is turned on. If you see this icon here, right, so you have turned on your resource explorer in East 1, West 2 and EU West 1. You haven't like turned on your resource explorer in South 1, right? So that's the reason these resources will not be visible in US West 2. That is clear to us. Then what is this? This is saying the index in this AWS region is configured to be the aggregator index. So what it is saying is, in these regions where you are turning on your resource explorer, you will have a local index which will index local resources to that region, and this is what this local index will be, right, on this all the three regions, right? But this has a different privileges. US West 2 is having an aggregated index. What does that mean? Aggregated index means, like, it is getting a feed from these local indexes. Whatever local indexes you are seeing in these three regions, this aggregated index is getting feed from it or getting sync up with this local indexes. So whenever you are adding resources or you are deleting resources in the region where you have Resource Explorer turned on, you will get that sync up done in your aggregated index. So this is what it is saying. And then the default view created by a quick setup includes all resources in all regions. So again, there is a capability where you can create your own view and you can say, okay, I want to see only EC2 instances from all these regions. I don't want to see all the resources, right? So you have that option. But by default, it creates a view which shows all the resources from all these three regions. So that is what this three concepts we should understand. One is local index, second is aggregated index, and third is view, where you can specify what resources you want to see in your aggregated region or the region which you choose to have aggregated index. So this is pretty much clear. So if this is clear to you, right, let's go into more details. I'll not talk about like permissions and all that in this tutorial. We can cover it later. If you want to see in depth on those parts as well, please keep that in comment, and I'll just make sure that I spend time on exploring this further. But now I just want to see like what all we need as a prerequisite to have Resource Explorer. So one is sign up for an AWS account, create an administrator user, right? So it's not a lot more, like it's pretty simple prerequisite, right? We all have AWS account, or we can create one if you don't have it. And guys, if you don't have it, right, I insist that you create your own account, because you can easily play with these services. And this is a 12 months free tier account, right? And a lot of the services are covered there, and I have one video created like about this free tier account, so you can refer that. And then create an administrator user. You can create one user, you can give administrative permissions on Resource Explorer itself, or we will have one account which has administrative privilege on complete AWS services. So this prerequisites are pretty good. So let me just hop onto AWS Resource Explorer, right? So let me just go there, right? So turn on Resource Explorer, right? So far I'm just observing, I'm in global, like I didn't pick up any region as such. Let's see, right? So quick setup, let's not do quick setup, right? This is the first time even I am doing it, so I just want to see what all levers we have. So like I go with advanced setup. So create index in all regions in this account. Do you want to do that? No, I just want to like create it in few AWS regions. Just want to see what is the difference there, right? So yeah, so I'm hoping they should have something where deselect everything, right? So there should have been something like this, but I don't see it is there. So let's do it manually, right? So let's keep it in US is 1 and US is 2, right? So here I am like what I am seeing here, right? So when it's saying like it will create index in this region, that means we are turning on this Resource Explorer. That's what I am thinking, right? So US is 1, US is 2, and then let me keep CS Central 1 as well. Let's keep it there, right? So replicate resource information from all AWS region in this account to the aggregated index in the selected region. So don't replicate resource information to any other AWS region. So what it's saying is you turned on this for 3 regions, Canada Central, US East 1 and US East 2, right? But do you want the aggregation to be done in specific region, or you don't want to do that? So you have an explorer or local index in each of this region, but you don't have an aggregator as such. But I don't see point why someone will do that, right? At least like I'll just do replicate. I want to replicate from all these 3 regions and create aggregated index in say US East 1, North Virginia region, right? And default view, as I said, like you can choose to create a default view, or you can manually create a view, right? Where you will say like, okay, I just want to see EC2 instances alone. I don't want to say anything else, or I want to say EC2 plus DynamoDB. So you will have that granular control over that. So that's the reason it's saying like, do you want to create your own view or just go with default? So for now, let's go with default. So what default says is create a default view with filters that include all resources in the aggregated AWS region, which will be US East 1. Okay. So service access, I'll just keep it as is, and this is a music to our ears, right? AWS Resource Explorer is provided at no additional cost. Yeah, I assume it should be no additional cost, because you want your customers to pay for resource utilization and then for discovery as well, right? Doesn't make sense. So yeah, good, like AWS kept it free of cost, right? Turn on Resource Explorer. Okay, so what all it does? So it creates index in Canada Central, it creates index in US East 1, which is North Virginia, then US East 2, which is Ohio, and then these are all local index, if I am not wrong, right? And then promote index to aggregator in US East, North Virginia. So North Virginia US East 1 will have aggregator index. That's what you saw in concept, right? So aggregator index. So whatever changes or whatever resources you are adding or deleting from all these three regions will get aggregated in this index, and you will have that view from US East 1. And on top of that, we created a default view which makes all this happen, right? You have a view which shows all resources, and as we are repeatedly saying, looks like we can create a view on our own manually and restrict whatever resource you want to see, right? And there will be users like you can like possibly, right, we just need to explore it in a few coming months or something, but possibly there will be different users who need access or who needs visibility to different resources. You will have for example cloud DBA. I'm just taking like some example, right? You have cloud DBA, you will like who want to just see resources related to data stores, right? You will have a DynamoDB coming there. You will have for example RDS instances coming there. So you will have that, right? So similarly you will have somebody in different role, and you will have access to different resources altogether. Possible. Okay, so let me just go to proceed to resource search. These are the all resources what we have in this particular account looks like, right? So yeah, so I don't have any EC2 looks like I don't have any EC2 created in this account, but there are like transit gateway attachment. And okay, like I didn't know that like there is a transit gateway attachment still lying there, right? So with this I'm thinking like, yeah, it's a good service to have. Okay, so let's go into views and let me create a view, right? My view will be test view, right? And like region where you want to create this view. You want to create in aggregated index or sorry, in US East 1 or Central 1, Canada Central, or US East 2. I'll create where it is, because what I'm seeing is if you choose Canada Central 1 or US East 2, right, where resource Explorer is turned on but there is no aggregation done there, right? So that doesn't give you anything. You can create a view and just get whatever resources are there in that region in your account, but aggregate makes it more interesting, right? Include all resources, include only resources that match a specific filter. Let's see if you see this, right? Resource EC2 or your resource type EC2 instance to create a view. Okay, so if I go into this, right, so this is a view which got created, which will have just EC2 instances. That's what I'm expecting. So let's go here. Oh, okay, so all resource type which starts with EC2 or which are linked with EC2 are shown here. If you want just instances, there was option, right? We were seeing like you can even go into granular level like that. Oh, that is great. So this is great, right? You can easily see all the EC2 instances here. Like I don't have any instances running at the moment in my account. That's the reason nothing is popping up here, but at least we can see all the construct which are related to EC2. Okay, so let's go into setting, like what is it there, right? If I go into setting, I can see the indexes what we talked about. You can see that local index is something which is created in US East 2 and Canada Central 1. And when we enable or turned on this Explorer here in these three regions, here they promoted this local index to aggregator. So whenever something happening in this two regions, like you create new resources or delete some resources, then that will flow into this aggregator index. That makes sense, right? So let me go here and see what does this give us. Yeah, change index type. Okay, so we can downgrade this. Okay, we can just so this just shows like whether if you want to disable aggregator index, right, this is the way to do it, guys. So good. So yeah, I can just save changes and that's it. I don't want to do that. Let's explore it further, right? And then what about this? Like you can even create your own indexes. Okay, so does it say like creating index is like enabling Resource Explorer for that region. Let's see. After you create an index in AWS region, Resource Explorer starts indexing resources in that region. Okay, so it talks about enabling or turning on Resource Explorer in the region where it is not turned on at the moment, right? So this is like good to know. Like in setting, you can just like if you can see, right, like Canada Central, US is 1 and US is 2 are grayed out, so it's already enabled there. So if I do this, then Resource Explorer will be enabled, or in Asia specific, and you will have one index created there. Let's do that. Like let me do this in US West 2 and just create index, but it is showing local index. Like let's see what by default comes, right, whether it is a local index or it is something else. Okay, so US West 2 Oregon I created, yeah, so by default it is local index. That is fair enough, right? If I want to disable it from Canada Central, I don't want anything being reported from Canada Central, so let me just do that. Delete index, and that's it, right? It's gone. So like it's not crazy like to turn on and turn off this Resource Explorer. It's quite easy. Yeah, so this is good. Like this, we just saw like how to enable and how to disable Resource Explorer in particular region. And other thing is you can downgrade this aggregate to local. That is also possible. So I don't want aggregate. Yeah, so that's it. Like I think like that is enough of exploration in a single tutorial. For now, this looks a great service. So keep exploring and keep learning. Thank you. Bye for now. Hope you learned something new today. If so, please like this video, share, leave your comments so that I know this content is helping you. Don't forget to subscribe, and that's now. Okay, see you again with yet another exciting tutorial about AWS. Keep learning, keep sharing what you learn, and thanks for watching.